Welcome back to the channel. It is time for another matchup in the knockout stage. Today we've got Maex versus Nerd. You can see both of their streams lined up right there. I want to address this at the very beginning because I know it was a little confusing for folks the last time we needed to do this. Not everyone in this tournament streams or is has that capability. Not everyone's even a YouTuber. And so as a result, some folks are streaming via my Discord, and that's what we have today. I really appreciate them doing it because it was not part of the rules when we initially set this up. And so Nerd's stream, which is on the bottom portion, it will be ahead of Max's. There's almost nothing we can do about it. We're going to do our best. So you're going to probably see us concentrate a little bit on Nerds and then focusing in on Max's. Obviously, you can watch whichever one you want, which brings me to my next point is both of these competitors' channels are linked in the description of this stream and pinned in the comments. Please go support them. They've been putting on a tremendous show, 3 weeks of group stage play, now into the stage of 16. The winner advances to the stage of 8. The loser, they've both been amazing. I'm sure we'll see them again in one of my tournaments very soon. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I know we put this one together a little bit quickly. Ken LP Dubs, Nerd himself is in the chat. Arrow, what is going on, my friends? We're going to put on a heck of a show today. Both Nerd and Maex did agree to postpone. They were originally going to go at 2 o'clock exactly Pacific Standard Time. They've agreed to go at 2:10, and I believe they will be getting started very soon. Anyone who does not want to see spoilers of the other matches, right? Because I do put them into the playlist on my channel. I've been putting almost all this out on Twitter. I'm realizing I forgot to put this stream out because it happened so quickly. Who's not interested in the spoilers of the 3 matches that have already taken place in this round of 16? You're going to close your ears, close your eyes for about 10 seconds. I'm going to bring up the tournament board, the bracket as it currently stands. And then I'll bring it back down. So here we go. We're going to bring this up, and you can see in the bottom left-hand corner there, we've got Nerd versus Maex. Nerd won Group G pretty solidly. He's a phenomenal player. Maex came in second in Group H with a tremendous comfort behind victory in the final week of group stage. They are playing for the right to face off Bryce, who managed to slay the 4-Loki Slayer himself of Simula. Simula went 3-0 against 4-Loki in the group stage, completely sweeping. And then Bryce came and was able to overcome that after finishing second in Group F. So tremendous matchup here. The prize for winning is they get to face Bryce. I don't know if that's much of a prize, but at least they get to go into the second stage. Ricardo, what's up, my friend? What's up, Larry? How you doing? Ghost Dog, LC, Music Tracks, Ken, Easy. So many people here. And then I think he's doing his best to help me out today. He knows I had a lot going on at work and had to set this up quickly. So Bryce has agreed to kind of be off and on call. Bryce himself, yes, the person who will be facing the winner of this matchup will be also on and off on call, sharing his knowledge when and if he can. I appreciate him being here so much. And again, go support these competitors. They're putting on a heck of a show. We're already planning Tournament 2. I'm sure you've seen the announcements for that or caught it. If you're like, what? Really? Already? Yep, in November, we're going on. It's going to be the Grandmasters Community Tournament. I'm going to be asking for your help in setting all that up. As far as we're gonna have some fun with the bands and things like that together. We're gonna be you and me. We're gonna play the role of the Grandmaster, have some fun with these competitors, and then of course the 3-star tournament. We've been talking about that for a long time, though. That's not news to you. Finally, match is at like 3 a.m. UK time. I hear you, Ryan. We got a match going at. I think they're going at 6 my time, so that's going to be in about 4 hours. It's a phenomenal matchup. TJ Tom Jarvis versus MP Blaze. I want to host it, but I've already had to miss family dinner so much because of this tournament. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. But I was thinking, what time does that mean? Because I think Tom is in the UK, so I'm not sure what time he's playing there. That's right. Thanks for bringing that up, Snake. Yes, this is best of 7. We did best of 5 for the group stage. This is best of 7. Everyone's stream, just for if you're watching both sides of this, everyone's stream is set up a little bit different, I'm realizing or finding out. So I have to mess with the aspect ratios. So if Max's stream, I like seeing their faces. I like seeing the emotion of it all, what they're going through. I do enjoy that. But if that means we then can't see the power bars or the fight itself, I will adjust that once we get started. Bryce, how you doing, my friend? Are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. I was waiting for you I'm gonna interject. I want to cut you off. Everything's going good today. I appreciate you asking.
Oh, that's great. That is great to hear.
I will be in and out for this one a bit.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to cover this. I mean, this is an awesome matchup. Nerd is a good friend of mine, and Maex is an incredibly skilled player. And totally not here to scope out the competition by any means at all.
yeah. You're going up against the winner of this. I have a feeling you're more here with your notepad out, jotting down
for sure
their bands and favorite champions, who they seem to be good with, who they're full dexing, who they are not, that sort of thing. Cream Cheese is here. What's up, dude? Go nerd, go. You start off strong. I like that. I like your taking a side. I want to see if you stick to it, though. You've been nothing but consistent this whole tournament. Now you're throwing me curveballs. I don't even know what to expect anymore. Easy. Thank you so much for the membership, my friend. I appreciate that stuff so much. The comments, everything, all the support you all provide. It's been tremendous. Thank you so much for the membership and that ongoing support. And PWF is here. It's wide. I think taking notes for a tournament, too. He's already signed up, locked and loaded for that. And so for those people, I know people tune in, especially because I didn't have time to put out this stream was happening early. I will adjust Max's stream if we need to, as far as the aspect ratio of it. I think we might, as I'm watching this. And Nerd is sharing his screen via Discord, which means there is not going to be a way for us to line up the streams. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. This happened for us when just a matchup of not 2 matches ago. How come I can't remember who it was? But anyways, there's nothing we can do. And what we did is we just really concentrated on the stream that was ahead, which is being Nerd versus Man Thing right now. And then we'll do our best to look up and take a look at Max's as we go too. You're obviously free to focus on whichever one you'd like. And I do think it'd be cool if you have the ability to pull up both of their streams and go and support them. I'm not going to be able to respond too much to the chat or the fights themselves while I try to fix Max's aspect ratio so we can see those fights going on. I will be quiet for a few minutes, which is very unusual for me.
No worries. I'm having some connection issues myself right now, but I do understand Nerd's strategy here for Penny versus Man Thing. If he can get this off quickly, it's a very safe and very fast fight. Sunspot versus Nick Fury is as well for Max's end, and it'll be very interesting to see who ends up coming out on top for this one.
So unfortunately, we've now lost Max's beautiful face, but we get to see the fight. I think this is a trade-off everyone's going to be okay with for now. We'll see how long it lasts. It looks like Fury actually went ahead and took care of Sunspot. Really nice use of Penny. So everyone thinks of her as a defender, and she is. She's phenomenal. She's great. She's awesome. But as I stated in one of my Battleground rankings videos, I have actually really enjoyed using her as a two-way. Not only using her immunities, which is Poison and Incinerate or Shock. I can't think of the other one off the top of my head. But her heal block, and she does have tremendous damage capabilities too. I'm sure someone in the chat will remind me of what her other immunity is. What's up, Mr. King? Scarco, what's up, bud? Fintech, Strip, thank you. I knew it was someone. Fintech, yep, that's exactly who it was. Easy, thanks for putting on the shot. Got yourself something nice. Thank you so much, my friend. I actually will. Yes, I'll talk about my own channel and stuff later. I'm going to start trying to get a little more personal streams in. I miss streaming and just playing the game and hanging out with you all. So now, Nerd is famous for his Battlegrounds expertise and knowledge, but also his very clear, distinct love of what he calls nukes. If you haven't checked out one of his Battlegrounds videos, they're phenomenal. I love downloading them and just listening to them over and over. I learned so much. And he's showing us the power of Spider-Man stealth. And keep in mind, this stealth is not even awakened. Karate Mike just put out a video on his rank 4 awakened stealthy, and you see the damage. That stealthy is not even awakened against a warlock. Was that 36 seconds? That was
insane.
That is outrageous. That is
Yeah, he was on the stealthy train for a little while, and he saw that these nodes were coming up that would heavily favor his nuke deck, and he just annihilated them.
Yes, he definitely did. And I think that's a tough matchup up there, the Hulkling versus Hulkling. I'm not, like I said, I was setting some things up, changed the aspect ratio, so I wasn't really to see if Max had other champions available to him. But it's going to take some time. I mean, it's actually not that bad. That's a minute and 10 seconds? That's pretty impressive. He had a score of 51,000. That's pretty good. I knew the chat would know. Ghost Dog, not surprising. Incinerate and Poison. Thank you. You can tell I just don't. I don't always use her for those immunities like I should. Incinerate and Poison. Some of these champions, like even the new Doom, right? I do. I have him. I think that's been out in a video. Yes, I do. And his immunity set is really odd. I think he's Incinerate and Shock. It's a very unique one. In the same way that Karate Mike has turned a lot of people onto Agent Venom, Brian has turned a lot of people off Stealthy. I'll admit, I have not been a Stealthy fan for a very, very long time. There's a variety of reasons for it. What we can discuss if you want while we're letting them set up. But it had to do with the utility he had in those pre-fights and having to land a full combo to handle evade. When he came into the game, evade was like a real problem. And so I wanted him to handle that. And then also when he first came into the game, his pre-fights didn't work, which was incredibly, incredibly frustrating. Someone who went out and got him because they wanted that slow. Cream Cheese, you're staying consistent with the flipping and the flopping. I appreciate it. I like it. I respect it. Matt 2 Hill, speaking of smart players, I'm seriously thinking between, or is that 4 BGs? You actually said 4 BGs. I took my Nick to SIG 200 yesterday for a war fight. He was SIG 61. I had used an Awakening Gem on him, and I've pulled him thrice since then. But I had a fight where I was pretty sure I was going to end up being pushed to my second life. And the way 6 stones have been coming in for Battleground purposes, I was like, you know what? They're there. Use them. And so I did. It's a rank 3 Nick, and I now take out SIG 200. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be one of my next rank 4s.
That's awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it was a kinetic transference Quicksilver, and I knew Quicksilver would be gaining power quite fast. I did not realize how fast off of like his SP2s and things. I didn't end up using the second life, ironically, after all of that buildup. But it was very comforting and confidence inducing to know I had that if I needed it in the fight. Null Space, what's up, dude? You got your YouTube profile to match your Twitter. That's awesome. PWF with the heart. I have PWF. You keep coming up with these beautiful war plans, my friend, and I keep ruining them. I've literally been the fly in the ointment, and I'm sorry. All right. So, Bryce, I can't tell if you're available or not, but anything interesting you're seeing in these decks, in these bands and pools?
Yeah, so Max in this round drafting iDoom and Quicksilver. Both of those have a lot of potential. Quicksilver is such a pain.
Yeah,
he's one of the most frustrating defenders for this current meta. And unless I missed something, I don't think Nerd got a very solid option for him other than Archangel. But even then, it's going to be a frustrating fight if he can't get good neuro RNG. It'd be nice. Sorry, go ahead.
What about that Hulkling versus the immortal or infamous Iron Doom?
That'll be fantastic. I don't think that Immortal Iron Man is going to go on defense.
Got it. I understand.
Because Nerd has options for him.
I understand what you're saying now. I understand. I misunderstood in the beginning. Okay. I want to see this Sunspot versus Rintra. Like I said, Nerd is famous for his nukes. Rintra is famous for being Incredible.
pain.
Yeah, there's no way to slice it. He's like the epitome of a great dual threat for me. He's like my ideal Battlegrounds champion because I don't have to think too much. I can just draft him, and then I can place him on offense or defense, depending on what my opponent does. But I'm curious to see if Sunspot still just smokes him. So Nerd's loading up those incinerates, utilizing the perfect block to hold heavy.
In my mind, this is an incredibly smart matchup that I wish I'd thought about it sooner. Sunspot not getting any natural buffs at all is going to be really nice, so that the neutralize isn't punishing him.
Yeah,
and then just the huge damage ramp up and the perfect block. He's going to be able to do some big damage here.
It looks like
look at that.
It looked like he held on to that a little long though. Maybe got a little lucky. It's hard to tell. It looks like he's suffering a little bit of lag. But Rintraw was fully out of the stun animation, and Sunspot was just kind of staring at him. Again, it's hard to tell what was lag and what happened in the actual game. But this SB2 is going to finish him off right here. Wow. In about a minute, best I can tell. 60. Yeah. Connection's not the best. There's not much we can do about it. Obviously, the beautiful connection up there on Max side of the screen. Doom versus Penny, that's just not, he's doing what he can to knock that shield down of Penny's. But there's really not much he can do there, I think. Say Fossey with the retracted message. I'm just going to pretend it said, "Hey, Vega, my favorite battle group mate. Interceptor, what's up, dude? Team Nerd, he's your boy. I know Nerd hangs out with some very, very good players, so that would make sense." PWF, no, you're not, dude. You're an excellent planner. PWF has taken over planning responsibilities, I think, alone, while Clown is on vacation. And honestly, he puts out these beautiful plans, and I just keep ruining them. It's really fun. It's a fun little game. I'm sure PWF enjoys it. All right. So, like I said, Nerd stream's going to be a little bit ahead. There's just nothing we can do about it. I appreciate Nerd even being willing to share via Discord. So here we go. So Nerd took first game in round 2, giving himself a 1-0 lead there. This is a best of 7. So the first one to win 4 rounds will take the match and advance on to face Bryce, who's also on call with me.
I also just got to a point where I'll be able to better keep up with everything and see Max's side of it.
Oh, cool.
Some issues just doing that from strictly my phone.
Yeah. I just appreciate that you're available. For those who are wondering, I put out like a 15 minutes before the stream a call being like, is anyone available to help? I'm curious to see this.
See, that's what I mean right off the bat.
Yeah.
That evade from Quicksilver.
How does that play out with Archangel, though? Because isn't Archangel, he can't have his ability actually reduced by the opponent's abilities, so the node isn't going to affect him anyway, right? Which is why the parries are landing?
I don't remember the exact wording of it. I'll have to go back and look again.
Yeah, I believe Archangel is off opponent's abilities. I remember, I think I even did a video on this. I was pretty early on having a rank 3 Archangel, and so as happens in war, things started coming up with like nodes reducing his ability accuracy versus the actual defender. And I'm pretty sure I remember that one correctly. I tend to forget things pretty quickly, but that one feels right to me. He didn't suffer much from that though. That SP2.
Oh wow, that was a really nice special one evade.
Yeah, it was. And I think with the amount of health Nerd had left on his Archangel, which was I think going to play a big role, Max just isn't going to be able to match that. Let's see here with this special 2. Let's see how much the special 2 is able to do. He did get himself in the, I think it's the Extinction Protocol. I mean, he played that really well. There's just not much you can do. Nerd just played so well and had a Archangel versus a champion who is not bleed nor poison immune. He's going to melt them. Nerd did have to play well too, though. That wasn't just a simple parry heavy fight. Doug, love the streams. Thank you so much, my friend. This is pretty much taken over my channel, and I'm very okay with it. I'm actually very happy doing this. This is just so much fun. Sefasi, that's exactly what you meant to say. I knew it was. Thank you. Nerd and I go way back. He was one of my regular viewers going back over 3 years. It's hard for me to even imagine him as a beginner because I think I met him probably about 1.5 years ago. That's awesome, my friend. That's awesome. I love. Isn't it fun to see your friends doing well? That's part of why I'm enjoying this tournament so much. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate the offer. Go ahead, Bryce.
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, go for it.
Oh, I was just going to respond to Superfast real quick. He said, Vega, why don't you just make mandatory times for all the competitors? And I was going to kind of hop in and answer that for you. Because that would be very, very difficult to coordinate, period, for everybody here that has full-time jobs and everything. Yeah.
In essence, I mean, that is Bryce gave the example for the spirit of why. I really say, like, when you hear my stuff in my videos, I'm like, I'm having fun with my friends. My channel is about me having a great time in this game with my friends that I've made along the way in my alliance and my Discord server. And so one of the main motivations on putting on this tournament was like, I have all these friends who are incredibly good at this game. For some reason, they hang out with me. I'm very lucky about that. And I was like, let's put on an awesome tournament. And so they all have jobs, they have families, they have significant others, they have children. And so and it's funny because there's Nick right there, Nick136, an amazing channel. Check that out. Check out his channel too. Some people are in Europe, and just different time zones. And so that's why I know for the viewers, it'd be nice if it was always a set time. Trust me, for my own work schedule, I would love that too. But this is just how it's working out. So, but I appreciate the idea. I do. All right.
I didn't mean to hop in and answer that for you. I just figured I'd
I appreciate it.
Give my 10 for on it. So
yeah, hop in any point. So I think we're now in the third round. Nerd is up 2-0. Working his way in. Max is a good player. I think this is far from over.
He is. He's getting a really nice draft right now too. Rancor, Fury, Herd, Immortal, Infamous, dude, Iron Man, and Rentra.
I'm gonna butcher that guy's name. I'm just gonna start calling him Tech Doom because I tried to go with Iron Doom, and then I think Iron makes me want to say Patriot. Like there's no good way on his name.
I'm so used to like Immortal Abomination and Immortal Hulk.
Yep. Absolutely. That's why I keep calling him Immortal. I got to your Illuminati. I love hearing that. Like, that's one of the reasons I still put out war videos. They are by far the worst performing videos I do, like by a significant margin, and it is consistent. I tried something new with a war video today, and YouTube was like, no, people still don't want to watch it. But I do it because, like, one, I do find them entertaining. I love war, but also I get to learn. I get to teach, right? From either me doing the fight well or me doing it horribly. Either way, I think viewers get to learn. And I think this tournament has that same spirit, that same concept, but on a higher level because it's so many offensive and defensive interactions in just like a 40-minute to an hour-and-a-half stream. And then these players are so skilled and they know different champions. Like, we're not seeing the same champions over and over. I feel like I'm learning a lot just from watching it.
If I may interject, Nerd is getting some awful RNG right now.
Yeah. I know that sounds weird to people because they're like, no. He had 8 neuros when you said that. He did, but it was also about 40 seconds into the fight.
Mm-hmm. He's doing great now. He really picked that back up.
Yeah. So, okay, apparently Sunspot and Archangel, good for Rentra.
I'm telling you, this is why Nerd worries me. He and I have done so many friendlies, and he mops the floor with me every time. Oh, no.
Yeah, because
Max just had that special too.
here's the thing with the way Nerd's playing and how well he plays and how finely crafted his deck is for the way he plays. Is I know, like, from my perspective, like, I put myself in Max's shoes, I would have placed that Quicksilver being like, there's a chance I even get a death out of this with the node and that evade, and then his animations are just so brutal. And then you have Nerd, I think he had almost a full bar of health when he come out of that fight, and you're just like, you're demoralized, or you're fighting being demoralized, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It feels very much similar to me. I don't know if you still are, but like fighting Nick 136. Nick runs the recoil masteries, and his fights go so fast. You start to put the pressure on yourself. Like, I can't make a single mistake, and I have to play aggressively.
Yeah, because you know that he's not going to make a mistake.
No. When will the in-game betting? I think Cream Cheese was looking to set up a book over there, so connect with him. I am not allowed to technically be part of that. That might be a second channel I start running, though, right? A esports betting channel. I'm curious who Max even goes. I don't think Max has a good penny counter up there. Yeah. All right, let's see how Nerd does with this. I think he's probably just going to build up the poise. That's what Spider-Man calls him, right? Poise, I think.
Yes, that's correct.
And then he's probably just going to combo I Doom down.
I believe so. If he does go for the special 2, he is going to lose out on that shock damage, because Doom is shock immune. But I don't think it'll be that big of a deal.
Smart use of his heavy.
Starkey hits so hard.
Yeah. It looks like he finally made, that's like Nerd's first mistake of this whole thing.
Oh, yep, and that's exactly how this fight can go wrong.
Yep.
Wow.
Now I'm very curious on how Max's matchup goes up top, because I'm sure Max went into this thinking, he just does not have a good option for Penny. But if he plays it smart enough and slow, keeps enough of his own health, he could have a chance to finish it off. Nerd's doing a great job of sticking with it, though, and not giving up on that fight. Now he's having to deal, because you know that knowing Max, you know that infamous Doom was Sig 200, so you knew that heal was gonna kick in. Yeah, and he finishes it off. So I think Max is gonna get this one.
As long as he stays alive, then I believe he's got this.
Yeah. Doing a nice job of knocking that shield down, although he doesn't really need to do that right now because she doesn't have the sync charges or what have you. But there we go. Max picks up his first one. I do like to
remove it as a just in case.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she's been very, very giving with that special one.
Gary, we need the
champs that I just never want to throw. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go for it. Like that's just going to happen. It just is what it is. Don't sweat it at all. What were you saying?
I was just saying, Penny is one of those few champs that I always want to push as high of power as I can. I do not want to have to deal with her special 1.
Yeah,
and that special 2 can catch you off guard. I don't want to fight her.
Absolutely. All right, I think we're about to see another just. Watch this stealthy versus Nick Fury fight. That's all I have. That's all I'll say. I've been putting the announcer's curse on people, the announcer's jinx, and I don't feel good about it.
Now, on Max's side, I do have to say, Nerd does run Max in equity, and so if he ends up getting any. Oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. I was looking at this backwards. I thought he was using 4 scorpions.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get used to this. In fact, there was a group stage match where I called the wrong winner. I felt horribly about it. Fortunately, I don't think anyone was too confused because they were watching, and obviously the competitors weren't on the call. but I actually called the wrong winner, and I think it was for a whole round. So it does get a little confusing, like which side is which side. I just can't believe how much damage Stealthy does. This one isn't even awakened.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
And here's that Sig of Fury kicking in. The slow tick down of that second life. Nerd's
It's a very good use of the special 2 to lock in the debuff and give himself the extended Fury and debuffs.
Yeah, good point. I'm not as familiar on how to play Stealthy, so that's thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, my only real experience before this was hitting into Abyss Luke Cage for 2 hours at a time with him and failing miserably.
And that
he and I didn't exactly have a good relationship.
This is the thing about the 2 streams and them being so far off. This happened a couple of times in the FinTech match too. Because right now you're like, oh wow, impressive job. Obviously Nerd won with Stealthy, but then you realize like that's how much time difference there is. And then if the with the higher health pool or the keeping of his health like Max did, Max comes away with the win. So well done. Like I said, this is far from over. This is far, far from over. Z super fast. I'll definitely take that into account, my friend. I will. And honestly, everyone's been great. Everyone has been great in a variety of ways, in different ways. But I hear you. I do.
Max takes his first round. And we've seen this go from full comebacks before. Like, this will not be the first time.
No. Matt, I've had a lot of defenders decide that they want to throw the specials into my block lately. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just keyed in on it or what, but yes and yes on what you're saying. What's up, Infamous? How you doing, bud? Gabar, how you doing? Team Anti-Max? Oh, I was the one saying that I was all for cheering. All right, we'll let it go. OG Highline, what's up, dude? Good afternoon to you. So Matt, I don't want to. I want to, because of what you're saying, and that is a really interesting thing for me. I brought it up in a recent video of mine, I think covering Battlegrounds. There's a lot going on there. Like, I even feel like Windows have gotten, like, it's not possible for humans to take advantage of some of these, like heavy into heavy windows or special windows. I don't think it's intended AI interaction, though. We can talk about it more like a stream or something. But yeah, I'm not enjoying it. Let's put it that way. Thanks, Superfast. I take everything you said as constructive criticism and a compliment. If people didn't care, they wouldn't make comments like that. So I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so we got a ball game here. It's 2-1. Max, come back, get off the board. Sometimes that's all you need. Shift the momentum, get a little confidence going. We've seen that play out before. Max even goes with his Massacre. We saw FinTech with an amazing use of Massacre in his matchup. I think that was 2 days ago. And Nerd's got his defenders and his nukes. They're all set. Oh yeah, I was a little surprised to see Max potentially picking Human Torch as his defender. It looks like maybe that's just a little misclick.
Now, I'm a bit surprised to see a champ as slow as Havoc in Nerd's deck. That doesn't seem like something he would do at all.
Yeah, I feel like that must have been an accident.
I agree.
Does Immortal Abomination, I can't remember, does he poison through blocked hits? Like, was Massacre even a thought there?
Yes, he does poison through blocked hits. It's any contact.
Yeah, so that's no good. So that's Scorpion, and we've talked at length about how great Scorpion is. But Nerd's got his matchup. We've already seen this before. Let's see if he's able to duplicate or maybe even best his last performance versus Rintra. But it's the same basic idea. There's a real beautiful simplicity to Sunspot, and that's one of the things I do love about Battlegrounds. There's some things I don't like. Like, I am very much advising people, don't push it until we see a lot of public stuff going on about handling the modding, right? I just think you're setting yourself up for incredible frustration. But play it, have fun, get those rewards, get your milestones in when you can. But the one of the things I love about the mode in general is champions like Sunspot, who people just weren't using that much. When he first came out, the massive damage was very exciting. But now he's got a place. He's got a place where you can go and show and demonstrate how awesome he is and have fun with this champion. And I like that. I think there's so many champions like that.
There's quite a few champs that are like that, especially with Battlegrounds in mind.
Yeah.
Sunspot, of course, is a big one. Stealthy. I mean,
yes.
In several chats, there's a lot of us that aren't too fond of Stealthy prior to Battlegrounds.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty as charged.
Yeah, me too. Like, I didn't want them. I didn't want anything to do with them. And now here I am, and I have both Sunspot and Stealthy in my deck.
This one's going a little slower. I think Nerd didn't get that big crit off the SB2 he was maybe hoping for. I'm trying to figure out what's the difference. So as of right now, I think that Maex probably has the advantage on this. Let's see how it goes. Maex has about another 20 seconds on his fight to get that down. No, it looks like he's not going to be able to finish it off. Oh, there, and we're seeing probably why right there. Rintra, I'm not sure what happened with that SP1. But Immortal Abomination, not Rintra, ended up blocking, so it ended up being a special one into the block. That may have been the difference right there. Nick's pointing out that there's a nice crit resistance on Rintrus. That may have been it right there. And that one into the block. I think that probably was a big difference. Football and Battlegrounds is a game of inches. It really is. That's the other thing. That's what makes it so... Obviously, I love it. It's how close these are. And then the matchups that we end up with, particularly in the third round. He wasn't throwing the SB2. There's different... I don't know if there's an objectively best way for Scorpion in Battlegrounds. The SB2 can be really helpful if you want that... I can't think of the name of the debuff that's coming off of that, or if you want the healing. Obviously, there's a nice burst off of it, too, if you have enough of the stings up. Looks like Nerd's getting a rematch of fights we've already seen. So this is the Stealthy versus Warlock matchup. We've already seen this. We know Fast and Go. We're going to get a chance to see Masakre up there against Thing. Maex does have the bad.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And Maex made a pretty big mistake there. I mean, I'm sure he knows he made the mistake. It just happens because he got the bat ignited and then sent Thing unblockable, unstoppable. So yeah, and that's what happens when you going against a person who plays this quickly.
Yep.
Petrify. Thank you, Nick. Petrify was the debuff name I was looking for. You're correct. All right, so Nerd's going to take this one 2-0, and he is now up 3-1 with a chance to close it out here in the fifth. Maex obviously looking to extend it. Scarco, yeah, I mean, what Scarco's saying, for those who can't see the chat, is like, one of the things with Stealthy is he can be a little squishy. And I think... Yes, that's 100%. That's an example of what we're talking about. It's like there's these really well-made champions. Like the designers made a really great champion. But for whatever reason, the nodes or the defenders that are popular in war or in, AQ or in questing, they just aren't the best, or they're maybe not even the top 5 or whatever. But that doesn't mean they're not great or they're not fun to play. And I feel like Battlegrounds is so frequently giving champions like that a place to really shine or be useful. Like who else is Sasquatch? I know he's a good defender, and people have known that for a long time. But who was really running around using Sasquatch on offense? there's just so many mystics out there where I think there was someone else who was more finely tuned to the node or the challenge you were facing, so you used them for the most part. Mm-hmm. And now you've got a use. If you ranked him up for defense, you can place him there. He's a beast, huge health pool, Wrath of Tanarak, the whole thing. Or, if you need to, you can place him on offense, and if you detonate those enough ruptures and crit, you got a fast victory.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been potent on offense. It's just that, previously we really only looked at war and yeah, mostly war as our like, okay, is this champ good? And then of course like questing stuff too. But once that's done, it's done. And there's always going to be better champs for questing. Like most people are going to default to using, your Hercules or your Dooms or your big Corvuses or anything like that. And Battlegrounds really gives a chance, or these champs a chance to shine like that. Like if as I showed you yesterday, like you can use Sasquatch offensively. Granted, I was doing it in a throw round and had some weird stuff happen, but you absolutely can do it. And that's just like you said, one champ out of a ton that get a ton of benefits just from the mode itself.
Sorry, I got a bit distracted there, guys. For loan in NYC, if I get Tech 4 CC and Overflow, who's more useful to rank up? Mysterio, Sentinel, Starkey, or Silver Centurion? I run full recoil. Ooh.
With full recoil, I say Sentinel.
Isn't Mysterio poison immune?
He is, but Sentinel, of course, being a robot and everything, really helps him a lot. And he's very, very good. He used to be my number one champ to use everywhere.
Yeah, I would maybe go with Bryce on that one. Because I'm very biased against Sentinel. I don't enjoy playing him, never have. But Bryce makes a good point there, and he does have the dual immunities. All right, back to this action at hand. Looks like we're going to get to see. So this is interesting. I was one of the things I most enjoy about these, because they're series, is seeing, do people go back to the matchups or do they try to adjust? I think it's interesting that Max placed his infamous Iron Man down, knowing that Nerd still had the Spider-Man. That fight did not go well for Nerd last time. Seeing if we get a change. Cream Cheese, he has relented. He's just going for Nerd. What's up, Donnie? Thanks for being here. And Matt makes a good point about Silver Centurion. I really like Silver Centurion. He's also immune to one of the, I don't remember if it's bleed or poison. Do you have him awakened? I think that would be part of it too. You really want him awakened.
Hey, Vega, I hate to bounce out on you, but I got to run out real quick. I appreciate you having me. I got to take care of some work stuff real quick, though.
Absolutely, man. I know you're at work and stuff. I really appreciate you being here. We'll catch you soon, and definitely in the next round.
No problem. Everybody, hope you take care and have a good rest of your day. See ya.
See you, buddy. All right, so obviously Nerd is playing this one a little bit better than he did last time. He's managed to... he's cornering himself intentionally a little bit there. He just made a mistake the last time. You see the big hits and the damage he's doing. The taunts coming off of that SP1, but then he's... I think he was probably hoping that he would have finished Infamous by then. Penny is usually a pretty good counter for Fury. I'm trying to figure out if Fury... I was paying attention to the Nerd side of the screen. If Fury's in his first or second life, I'm assuming that's still his first. Which would mean this is going very slowly. No, that was his second life. Now, I'm not seeing that right, guys. It's got to be his first life, right? Because Penny's going to stop the second life. And it looks like he does come up with the win for it, so that would explain that. All right. I think Nerd probably feels like he could do better there. Knowing Nerd, I'm sure he would like to have those two matchups versus infamous Iron Man back. All right, so Max is on the board first in round 5. Nerd's looking to finish this off. Max looking to extend this to a 6th round. Max needs that win here. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, I was looking at it. I think it was just the amount of time it was taking kind of threw me off there. And then Fury's health was not going down. So that was my first clue. Probably not in his second life. Also, no reason for him to be in his second life with that high of a health pool. So anyways, these things happen in life. And more use of Stealthy here going up against Thing. He has engaged the slow cartridge, I believe is what Stealthy calls them. And it looks like he's not triggering protection while it's on cooldown. So let's see how this goes. He doesn't have to manage the rock stacks as long as he keeps that slow up. It's going to be a really nice matchup up there, though, for Max, as every time Immortal Abomination tries to poison him, it's going to help power him up. I really like champions like that, as you know, where they power up from their immunities. I think we're seeing that more and more in the game. Let's see here. I think this one could end up being close. Max does not get that SP2 off while unblockable. That would have given him that second large Fury. The last friendly meta, which is what the group stages played off, obviously that often triggered the node for Hulkling. So you saw people kind of sometimes make the strategic decision not to be unblockable. It also would have triggered explosive personality. So there's a chance that was kind of on Max's mind there. See, now he's going to go unblockable. And I think this is going to be a little bit of too little too late, though. That's my prognostication based on what we're seeing up there. He really wants to go unblockable and throw this. Hit into the block. There you go, Max. Get SP2, get the second Fury. Feels weird. Something must have happened between the two. Nerds. It seems like Nerd Stream. What happened? Can anyone tell what happened? He quit? Someone quit? I'm reading the chat, and Max has a really beautiful stream. And the chat shows up there. You can see all those little figures. It's very cool. I'm not sure what happened. They're going to start... Looks like they might start talking to each other here. For those who aren't familiar with the rules, and I trust me, I'm not happy that we have to have this rule, but we score it the way the game scores it, no matter what. And I think Nerd had won that game, which would have tied it up at 5 in the 5th round at 1-1. But there's just no way for us to go back and replicate it. There just isn't. And it sucks, but we treat everyone the same. There was a situation early in the tournament where some competitors didn't follow that rule well, and we've talked about it's got to be uniform. It has to be uniform. So I'm not happy to see this at all. I'm actually pretty frustrated at the moment. But there's nothing we can do because we can't replicate it. We can't we can't replicate that third matchup of this 5th round with their decks and everything. If we could, we would. So I just want to address that before we go too far. Yeah, this screwed you against Slay. Yeah, I was very happy. Infamous. Sorry, man. Infamous is one of the people this happened to. And Matt, yeah, I was very pleased that it happened against me, so that I could kind of show like, no, these are the rules. I'm happy to enforce them against myself. And the idea is, honestly, I know it's not a fun viewing experience. You all would prefer to see them actually finish it out. But it's twofold. One is efficiency, because we could try to recreate this, but with all the RNG, could possibly take literally forever. And then the viewing experience of that would be miserable. So, I hate to see it, because no one wants to even win that way. I know no one wants to win that way either. Well, Q, I mean, I appreciate the way you're approaching it. But they would have had to have the third battle, at least, you know. Yeah, nothing we can do. Except always be uniform about it. And I do think that is a big deal, and that's something we will continue to do, is always be uniform about it. And everyone knows that we need to do that. All right. I do think Nerd may be able to join us on call. I don't have a lot of time to do a long interview, but I'll see if he's here and is up for chatting for a little bit.
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. That definitely dampened it a little bit. Having that game crash always sucks, you know?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm messaging Max.
Yep, no worries.
My typos and everything are always terrible. I know Max was short on time, so he might not be able to join the call. I love the mummy he put up. Or not a mummy, the skeleton. Yeah, it just is what it is, right? Like, I don't want to make the next 10 minutes about the game crashing. It's frustrating. It's annoying. We've had discussions in the tournament chat about needing to be uniform on how we handle it. So, we can spend a bunch of time on it. Let's not make this about that. You played excellently. How are you feeling about your performance and moving on?
I felt like I did quite well. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes with Starkey, who's one of my most comfortable champs. So that was a little bit embarrassing, but otherwise, I felt like I played quite well.
So that was gonna be my like. I'm gonna wait and see how you seem. Obviously, winning, it's a little easier to be a good sport about the whole thing, and so I'll feel comfortable bringing it. You've even brought it up yourself. I even said, I was like, it's cool that you're gonna get a second shot with Sparky against that Immortal Doom, Iron Doom. And then it still didn't go the way I think you wanted it. Was that pretty frustrating? Or, if you could just talk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, that was pretty frustrating. I play Starkey in a very risky way, so it's bound to happen sometimes. I go for those dexes and sidesteps, and I'm very aggressive with him because you want to get those really quick speeds. In these matches, I probably didn't need to be that aggressive, so I probably could have just played Starkey a more standard way, just taking it slow, but, that's just how I'm comfortable playing Starkey. And, I probably should have gone for a more passive playstyle, but it is what it is,
Yeah, like actually I'm seeing that Max is trying to get on the call. Let's move over to the Battlegrounds chat, if you can, and then I think Max should have the role for that, and he can join us. There we go. So Max, if you're listening, buddy, you should see us in the Vega Battlegrounds chat there in the voice channels. So if you're listening, buddy, you should see us in the Vega Battlegrounds chat there in the voice.
There we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sweet.
How you doing, man? If you want, we'll give you a little bit of time to kind of complain about the stupid blackout /game bug there, for sure.
Oh yeah, no. Nah, not at all. I think I was just looking. I was like, let's see if I even had some hope in winning that fight at the end. And I looked at your stream. I pulled it up, and I was like, oh, dude, no, he nuked my thing.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing was dead way before I was like at 50% trying to get that abomination down, and he was already looking at the screen to see what was next.
I appreciate you being such a great sport about it, Matt. You've been that way the whole tournament. Came back. You had a pretty big comeback there, if I remember correctly, against BMcG to get yourself into the knockout stage. Incredible performances. How are you feeling about the tournament as a whole and your experience in it?
Oh, dude, a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. I actually just kind of like a roller coaster of emotions and like adrenaline for sure when you're doing them live. Made me a better player in the last month or so, 2 months, I would say.
Yeah.
Because I've been not just participating in the tournament, but also like practicing on my own, you know?
Yeah.
So I really love that effect of the tournament. And so, man, I'm excited for like just the future of Battlegrounds, and just this is just the beginning. So yeah, nerd, get ready, man.
I love it. If I realize, you didn't know I was going to ask you this question, but it came up on the stream. Are there any and you have, I noticed you've been doing more Battleground streams and things like that. Are there any champions that before Battleground started or before tournament started that maybe your opinion of them or your enjoyment of playing them has grown tremendously due to Battlegrounds?
Oh man. Let me look at my deck.
Yeah, I know. That's such an on the spot question. So I'm sorry. And so while you're looking at it, nerd, same question for you. If you have any champions who've just totally risen in stature for you due to Battlegrounds.
Stealthy and Sunspot have grown a lot for me.
Yeah.
Starkey as well. I mean, I used to use Starkey a lot back in the days of like Stubborn War. I would use him for like, a bunch of the past 7 fights and stuff. So getting to use him again has been a nice throwback. I love using him. And Stealthy and Sunspot are a blast as well.
You've made the crowd very happy. That's like the wrestler out there with the shout outs to the crowd, giving them what they want to hear with the Stealthy shout out. Snoops has been a Stealthy fan though for years. This is not news to him. And then Max, I see you looking at your deck there. I would just guess that Masakre would be one of them, or were you already a fan?
Yeah, no, that was just in the last week.
Yeah.
So, dude, loving playing them. I'm not a big CGR guy.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to master them. That's another one that I enjoy. But Scorpion, I just ranked them up actually for this fight to rank 4. That's some of these are new champions, old champions. I get Scorpion's the new one.
Yeah.
The offensively, Kingpin.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's another one. I've been using that guy offensively a lot.
You had a really nice fight. Was it Scorpion versus Immortal Abomination? I think it was. You came out with the win. It went really well. The streams were off. When one person streams through Discord and the other one streams via YouTube, there's just no way for us to link them. And so the Discord one ends up being significantly ahead. And that was one where it really looked like Nerd had like taken it. But his stream was probably about 20 full seconds ahead. And then you came out with the win. It was really impressive.
Yeah, it's a long fight. That fight, I didn't realize. And the guy was ranked 3 before this actual matchup. So I'm glad I took him to rank 4. But yeah, man, Nerd. Dude. Nice, man. Nice. You actually made me play differently in the last match. I was like, dude, I keep going to defensively, and I'm like, he's just bringing the nukes out first, and then he's figuring out his defense. I mean, that's what I took when I was seeing you choose your matchups. I'm like, man, I was like, do I have a tank in my? I need two champions.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I love the nuke strat.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of the time I just go full forward and just draft all nukes, all gas, no breaks.
I gotta say though, I want to see you play because I think you control the AI really well. you know how to make the AI cooperate really well. So I would love to see that. Like, yeah, that way I learn.
Yeah, now that Bulwark is gone and Explosive Personality, you can use a whole lot of block hits and everything to control the AI, so I've been going back to using that a bunch. I think if you watch back the stream, you'll see that, especially on some of the stealthy fights.
To make them launch. Yeah, specials. It makes sense.
Well, it was definitely incredibly impressive. Max, thank you so much for being a huge part of this whole tournament. You and I have spoken privately about it. I could not be happier and more grateful for your performance, participation, and everything you've done for it. So thank you very much for being it. We'll definitely be getting you in a future one as soon as possible. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, guys. Thank you. No, thanks, Vega, also for hosting it. I appreciate it.
Oh, hey, Max. Sorry, just to actually have you. Sorry, guys. I'm going to be doing the announcement for that meetup soon. I'll shoot you over the dates, and hopefully you can make it.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's coming up like that. We're like next month, right?
Yeah, it's totally snuck up on me. I think it's the first weekend in November, so I'm hoping you can still make it.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm so down.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's great to hear. All right. Yeah. By the way, guys, we're doing a meetup. Me and Max and Marcus in Southern California. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Alrighty. I'll jump off the call. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Have a good one, buddy. We know you had stuff to get to.
Thank you. Bye.
And then Nerd. It's obviously phenomenal performance. You've been amazing throughout this whole tournament. Going up against Max, incredibly tough player, skilled player, knowledgeable player with a sizable account. I think he's one of the true. No, Yusafa as well. The true whales that were still left. Now you're going up against Bryce. Is that going to change your strategy at all? Do you approach it exactly the same? Have you even had a chance to think about it? What are you kind of thinking as you head into the quarterfinals here?
Me and Bryce actually play each other a bunch in like friendlies and stuff. So I feel like I know what I need to do going into that. I don't think I'm going to change up my deck too much unless I can get the gold to do some rank ups. But I'm definitely excited for that one. He's a very tough opponent, and it's going to be tough to beat him. But I think I know what I need to do to beat him.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Very cool, and I can understand. He was on call here for a while, and I think he was kind of partially taking notes on you and Max. So you don't give away too much before your matchup next week.
Yep.
All right. Anything I was gonna say anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
No, nothing else. I just gotta head off now, so take care, guys.
Have a great one, buddy. Well, everyone, thank you so much for being part of this. I do believe we have another matchup going tonight. Let me look up who it is. I don't believe I'm going to be able to cover it because of my own just family eating schedule. Yeah, TJ and Blaze. All of these matchups are incredible. But MP Blaze, Tom Jarvis are going to be going tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully you're familiar with both of their channels. TJ's is obviously significantly newer. MP Blaze. If any mods in the chat with the ability to link Blaze's channel. No, it doesn't look like we've got that. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. You guys have heard me say this before. I can't stand the way YouTube does their recommendations. Even if you go to your subscriptions, sometimes if a channel is not big enough, they don't recommend them. I've got all these recommendations from new rock stars who I enjoy. They're breakdowns of things, but they have millions of subscribers. I don't need to see. Why can't I find Blaze? There we are. Of course, PWF beats me to it. I don't even know why I try sometimes. Thank you, PWF. Make sure to check out both of their channels. I think TJ's probably going to be doing a voiceover of it. He doesn't have the ability to stream, and I'm not going to probably be available to do the Discord portion streaming for it. I think Blaze might be streaming. I don't know. Check them both out. They're both fighting to see who's going to get to play against Na. Phenomenal player. Thank you, everyone, even for the constructive criticism in the chat. That's exciting for two things. One, it gives me great ideas. moving to having the scores and the screens be on top of each other was an idea of a graphics designer. I think he's in London or in England, who reached out to me via email and kind of helped work with me and showed me some ideas on how I could make this done. It helps. It's great. It's phenomenal. Good ideas come from it, and it lets me know people care, which is huge. Mr. Friendly, wins lags versus Mike. I don't know. I am trying very hard to get those two to set a time and date. Go bug them. I mean, don't really bug them, but maybe like a comment on a video or something like that. Something friendly, something nice, like that, and get them to do it. So we've got some matchups going, and then Slaymon versus J Will would be the Sunday. Usofa versus DLL. I think they're also going Sunday, so keep an eye out. If it's on Sunday, I should probably be able to stream them. Quarterfinals are shaping up. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you for the donation, Easy. This is a blast. This is fun. So thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, Mr. Friendly, I didn't mean that pun, but I did get a chuckle out of it. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Hope you have great, great weekends.